What up, y'all? Sweet little tag on the hat coming off. Cover up the crown. What up, we field? What up, y'all? Sweet, what it do? Welcome back to the wheat field, y'all. Welcome to you. If you're new, hey, welcome to you too. This is your girl Lottie here at Tears Week Throw Show. You show enough never know what you're gonna get. Beloved, you just never know. We are a spiritual reader, a channel messenger, and we feel like we need a little bit more color. A little bit more color. Better. Today is Tuesday, terrific Tuesday. It is May the 20th, 2025. Yay, thank you so much for tapping in. I appreciate you. And it's a great day. We having some coffee. Black and white energy spirit gave us spiritual conversation. They said something not right. Everything is not what it seems to be. That's what they said. Yeah. We're gonna take a sip. I'm trying this new thing. I don't know if it's new, but I came across it and said I'm just see how it works. And by putting a little bit of coconut oil in your coffee with your creamer, it don't taste bad. You can't taste it. It makes it kind of like almost smooth and buttery. Anywho, we were down the rabbit hole yesterday, and we were for some reason researching the X and Y chromosomes. Don't ask me why. Hey, Miss Hillary, thank you so much for joining. Great day to everybody. I wish you a great and amazing day. Yeah, we were researching the X and Y chromosomes. Like, did you know that we humans in general only had X chromosomes at one time? And y'all know where females have X and masculines have Y, right? And that's how we can make, boys that determines the sexes. But in our research this, I went to 3 different medical journals to discover that the Y chromosome is a mutation of the X chromosome. So the X chromosome came first. I said, ooh, all these people that feel like women were made from a rib gonna be pissed when they read when they read this, right? So I was causing trouble, good trouble, good trouble. So I was starting like debate, like, tell me I'm wrong. Go research it for yourself and come back and tell me I'm wrong, beloved. So I was just trying to get to one of these. It literally says that the X chromosome came first. It's and then look, sex was not always determined by DNA, which is funny. I can't get down here. It says shortly after mammals branched off from reptiles about 300 million years ago, a regular pair of autosomes began evolving into what would become the modern X and Y chromosomes. The autosomes they were in a synonymous pair, so it was an X and an X, and one of the X's began to evolve and mutate, and that's how we got an X and a Y from this day. But did you hear the fact that it was like coming off of reptiles, and then my head started spinning all over shit, Star Trek, space energy, reptilians, right? I just kind of went all over the place. So we were just kind of up researching and shit. So we like something ain't right. They damn sure said some bullshit when it came to our genesis, because we know from medical studies that the XX combination came first and the Y is a mutation from the X. So this whole thing that women came from the rib of a man is complete bullshit, which lines up to other evidence that the oldest human remains ever found were female. So it's like, how do you make all that shit work, right? So sometimes when I read the text, it be like, this don't make sense. This don't make sense. Oh, I can feel patriarchy all over this shit. Like, where the fuck? So this is the Terrence and We Tarot show, y'all. Where you show enough never know what you're gonna get. Okay? We could talk about some and anything and everything on this platform. Nothing is off limits. Nothing is off limits. So if you cannot question your belief system, any theology, or anything you have been told from the Matrix is programming, this is not your program week. It's just not. It's just not. I'll fuck around and say some shit, make you move around anyway. You will figure it out shortly. It's because we will not hold back. Thank you to the Alpha and Omega, that which commands this vessel. It is willing and surrender to bring this message through. Let it be edifying unto self first and foremost. It's like it's giving me getting a clue, like studying and finding and looking for the clues. It's giving me the magnifying glass. It's giving me investigative research. It's like learn and study for yourself. Show yourself to be approved. The time is out for us to just be believing any damn thing that somebody freaking say to us, beloved. I wouldn't give a damn how long they've been saying it. Don't make it true. You could tell a lie for 17,000 years. It don't make it true. It's still a fuck lie. You just been saying it for a long ass time. Let's get a sip of coffee. Somebody could be hating on your spiritual gifts. That's another lie they tell us. You can't use your gifts like this. You can't use your gifts like that. You can't use your gifts like this. That's what I'm getting. Right? It's like, who is anybody to tell you, great day, great day. Who is anybody to tell you how to use your gift? The Most High God gave you those gifts. They are present in nature for a purpose, to do whatever it is that they put in your spirit, in your coding to do. Right? So the reprogramming would tell you that you can't use them. That's bullshit. Because they don't want you to be as powerful as you are, beloved. That's what I'm getting. Like they want to stifle you. It's giving tea energy. We on the tea already. We drinking coffee. We're going to be nice and be kind in the comments. My moderators don't play around with it. If y'all are disrespectful, they will take them swords out and let you have it. This is a question and answer, like, contemplating and thinking type of space. If you are not able to think outside the box, you should not be here, beloved. I'm going to give you the warning. Wolf in sheep's clothing. Things pretend to be something that they not. And that's what Spirit says. Something ain't right. Right, it's a wolf in sheep's clothing. Like things that would present itself to be nice and kind with the intention to devour you, to get close to you, to do some harm towards you. Right, and your spiritual gifts are needed to sniff out these fucking energies. They are. That's your discernment. Somebody gonna come back talking about they want you back, but it's they damn sure got an ulterior motive. I'm hearing like even energies that want you to come back into the fold. So are you like, changing your mindset, your belief system, like broadening it, expanding your consciousness? Yeah, it's a group. Who is these people? Because we put this card back, but then it came back out again. It's representing itself on the bottom. Groupie energy. Inside scoop, somebody being gang stalked. Whoever you are, these people are all up in your fucking business. And they hating on your spirituality, your gifts, your intuition. So you could be another spiritualist. You could just definitely be somebody that be down the rabbit hole, working shit out, questioning, like, things that just don't make sense. Like, we've been taught these things for so long, especially your upbringing, and depending on where you are in the world and the globe, like, you may have been taught certain things, like we talked about, like the feminine is supposed to be subservient or submissive or like recessive, recessive in terms to the male genome, which is the exact fucking opposite. The Y chromosome is recessive to the dominant X chromosome. The X came first, and the Y is a mutation off of the X. And this is common fucking knowledge. Like, plenty of medical journals and studies have shown this to be true, which lines up to science that the oldest remains of humans is female, is feminine. Right? So why is it such a thing, a campaign against femininity? Right? What is that? What making you feel like you need to sit in a recessive or a subservient position when that's just not the fucking case? It's just not true. But somebody has a different understanding. You have spiritual gifts, you're operating on them, and you got a whole group of people that's watching you. Sheep, wolf in sheep's clothing, stalker energy. We're gonna say this too. A lot of people that bring true consciousness and truth information get stalked. And they don't get stalked just by people that they know. It's other people that don't know them. It's organizations and groups and entities that stalk people who bring out this type of information, like to speak on it. Why? I don't know, because it's already out there. It's like it's public, but a lot of people don't, do the research. So when you call it out, it makes people inquisitive. They start to question. They go to show themselves approved, which is what I always ask everybody else to do. Show yourself approved. Come back and tell you I'm lie to you lying. Show me. I mean, if people can only come with their fucking opinions, then that's the lowest form of knowledge, unfortunately. Fortunately. Do your own research, people. Creeping, I can't make it up. It's people watching you, stalking you for somebody. We got rejected, we got travel. So hopefully the spirit is protecting you, these people, from being able to get close to you physically. We see ego, we see giving money, and we see partying. So definitely getting, like, being in the 3D, right? Somebody that maybe doesn't want you to come into a celebration, or maybe they drink a lot, or they just all drinking on the same fucking Kool-Aid. Yeah, they drinking on the same fucking Kool-Aid. Spiritual hater is coming through. Thief. They will rob you. They will rob you of some sort of opportunity. Yeah. I don't know what child services. It's something about abuse. Maybe it was past, or they were attempting to do something to you. To harm you is definitely harm, right? Yeah, uninterested in the bullshit. Yeah, give you a bad reputation, cause some sort of harm to you. So if you are a person that is in the spiritual streets, and you out here trying to spread information, like correct distorted information, and put the correct, so people can perceive it differently, to show how it's been spent and what that spending has done to our societal norms, the setup of social, political environment, how we connect in relationships, all of that shit, right, is relative. And so therefore people could be trolling your content and giving you a bad reputation, watching, stalking, just to simply give you a bad reputation. It is somebody that you have to know, right? Because they want you to come back into the energy, or these entities want you to come back into the fold. They want you to come back into the fold. Broke energy is here, is given energetically depleted, and grudge holder. It's like they will hold on to this energy until they have defeated you, beloved. So if you are a spiritual reader and you own some true consciousness, like true growth and conscious expansion, not no, I read some shit today that damn near pissed me off. Like, how are we going through this everybody ain't on the same page, everybody ain't on the same wavelength? I be having to remind myself, like, calm down, T, like, what are you doing? Like, it is not that serious. It is, but then it's not, right? It's like, let it go. How do we say that we are conscious and we are coming to a state of wholeness and harmony and balance, being compassionate and empathetic, when you would turn around and say a whole group of people is soulless because of the color of their skin? That shit makes absolutely no fucking sense to me. It actually pisses me off. Like, we are one big family, right? And all of your family members ain't always fucking kosher, and everybody ain't always cool. People got fucked up personalities. They do shit. They be wolves in sheep clothing, whether y'all related or not, beloved. So to try to say a whole group of people is either less than or soulless, to me, is just absolute fucking nonsense, and I cannot stand it. It gets underneath my skin. Broke ass individuals, right? Like, how you? That's it's it's like division, sowing division for the sake of sowing division. And it's so many ways that, these entities will want us to stay separated. Gotta keep them separated, right? That type of energy. Want you to stay stuck, not moving forward. right? It's given, even stay on your position, like hold to it. Like, you know that we are all made for purpose. Each and everything in creation is. If the Most High God made everything in creation, we are all pixels and pieces of it. How could you say anything is, soulless, spiritless? It has no resonance. It has no frequency. Just because you can't measure it or you don't understand it doesn't make it not so. See, hating on your spiritual gifts. People who don't fucking understand it, who be sitting in that egocentric ass energy, thinking that they could put their belief systems on other people. We don't purport to change anybody's belief system. We always say go study for yourself and show yourself approved. If you've only studied one book, then you might need to take a look at that. Just saying. Any good journalist or researcher knows that they get their information from multiple sources. They should be able to cross-reference those sources, and they should stand up. To take information for full faith from a bunch of people that never met a fucking person, like, it's other people writing words that other people supposedly had said about somebody else that supposedly had said it. Like, what? That shit, you can't tell somebody you went to the grocery store, bought a dozen of eggs, a loaf of bread, and they go tell somebody else, and then they go tell somebody else and get that shit right. By the time they tell the third person, they gonna be like, oh, they went to the store and got 2 cartons of milk and some flour. You know what I mean? It's gonna be some shit totally fucking different. It is not gonna be the real thing. So if you don't study to really find out what the truth is, folks will be walking around here thinking that they came from a goddamn rib, not even understanding that your X chromosome came first and that Y chromosome is a mutation off of your shit. Let's get it. Look, backwards ass fucking vision changes the way you see shit. I pray, and look, today we saying that I pray every evil eye, the Most High God, blindfold them. You know what I'm saying? Because I know it be folks watching us and they fucking spiritual haters, them tier energies, cross watchers be up in the space. That's okay. That's okay. I hope they learn something on this day. I hope they go back and check some shit out just to fucking prove us wrong. And then they learn something in the fucking process. That's what I'm getting. Yeah, confusion. Go study and show yourself approved if you don't believe me. You ain't got to believe me. Soul searching. Go study to show your own self approved. Let your spiritual light guide you. Look, Empress in reverse. Right? See, it's like casting down the divine feminine energy and what she contains in this fig, in this fruit, the seeds. Right? The original seeds. Prior to mutation and all that shit, it was an X and a motherfucking X. And it's giving me all the way down to your ribosomes, right? It's an alpha ribosome. And it's alpha, which we always say alpha is the beginning. Divine feminine energy, omega energy. Once the divine feminine, the beginning, the end had to be called same time. Boom, male and female is what it's giving me. But that doesn't mean that the representation was still X, alpha energy. They always want to say feminine is not supposed to be alpha. Yes, the fuck you are. That is your nature. You are supposed to be alpha. That's what you are. That's bullshit. Bullshit. I call bullshit. You will see the lies once you go search for yourself. You can see for the confusion. That's exactly what this says. To see through the confusion, you have to search and investigate for yourself. Shine your own light. Don't just take the shit that's been put in front of you and think that that's just it. No, go search for yourself. You will see the lies and deceit, the bullshit. You will understand the battle that's really going on to control your energy. To control your energy. You are birthers. You are creators. You are manifestors. You are wielders and conductors of energy. You hold a sacred genome inside of you. I told you. It's like being able to control how you're working. How you expend your energy by distorting who you are. By casting down divine femininity. It's bullshit. It always has been. And now is the day and age where people have the ability to research and get their hands on information like it's readily accessible. We are out of the dark ages. The age of Aquarius is dawning. Look, going all the way back to the Genesis, I'm not playing with this thing, right? And it's like entities that are worried. They don't want you to understand your true power, beloved. They just don't. They don't. Look, they want to keep us separated. Ten of Cups in reverse. So that we don't come to ultimate wish fulfillment. And the ultimate is understanding that we are whole, we are complete. There's nothing broken and there's nothing missing. We are no longer separated. And when we can come together, then those entities have less of an opportunity to control us, beloved. Dang. Like they can no longer control us. So it's always going to be somebody in the family that got to go first. Where like that gene in you is activated, like you feel a sense where you are called to study, to look at it different, to question. Like your ability to question wasn't stamped out by people telling you you just have to accept what the fuck they said simply because they said it. It's given the same way, you know, that same principle. Your child start asking you why. You get so sick of the whys, or you just run out of answers and you can't come up with shit that even make sense to fucking you. So you just tell them because I said so. That's the same way a lot of these fucking, you know, rules and norms are set up. You trying to figure out why the fuck is this like this? Like this don't even make sense. It don't stand up to any other natural law or what we understand about physics, mechanics, biologics, none of it. And the only answer they could say is because they said so. Fuck out of here with the bullshit. How do you have intuition, a gut knowingness? Everybody walk around here talking about something, I follow my first man, but then they hate on your spiritual gifts and tell you can't use them. The Most High God made everything, but if you use a tarot card, Moses could use a wine, but I can't use cards. Fuck out of here. Speaking of the wine, Moses could use a staff, a wine, but we can't use cards. Why did the Most High give Moses the wine, the staff, according to the theology, to the stories? It's so that people could see. It was a tool. It was a representation of the power that was operating through Moses. And when he waved the wine, some sort of phenomenon happened. Why do we think that other things could not be representation of that? Like, that's not saying that the Most High God will use certain tools. They actually talked about spiritual tools in that book. I can't remember the name of them. I wrote it down, but it's like one thing that actually looks like rocks and something else that kind of looked like a small stick that they would use. Like certain priests and priestesses would use that in order to like gain spiritual guidance and spiritual clarification. It was the same thing. Which one? This one? Yeah. Toxicity is here. Toxicity. Moving away from chaos towards peace. But it looked like somebody is moving towards people who don't want peace or who are not in harmony. Definitely toxic here. Rushing in to take some sort of action. Is this the toxic person? This is somebody on the positive. It's like fighting against some sort of toxicity. Yeah, see High Priestess in reverse. Right? It's given like negative energies that also understand these secrets, like all of this knowledge that's been held back from us and pretty much as the public. Right? It's like they want to control our energy. They want to keep you stuck with the chariot in reverse. Make you lose determination, right? Your willpower. Thinking that you have to just conform to a certain type of mindset when you just don't. See, illusions. It's giving me eventually it's going to be revealed, but right now it's a shadow. It's a heavy illusion that's out here. And those who are speaking against that illusion, speaking against the proverbial matrix and its programming, and they're using their spiritual gifts, like people who can actually tap in and tune into the channel of the cosmic consciousness. It's giving a return of cosmic consciousness and really being dialed into it, allowing that information to come in, to flow in. It's like uploading and downloading. It's your kundalini flow, like to truly be in the flow. It's people who feel like yoga is fucking bad. Yoga? Really? Kundalini flow, breath work. I started to feel this energy. I felt like spirits was taking over. No, it is your consciousness awakening. It is you coming into alignment. It is you getting your energetic systems, flowing and moving again, releasing blockages, being able to remove trauma from your DNA code. See, just sitting in this pissy ass, fuck ass, miss out energy. Like, can you see that it is an opportunity for somebody to be free? As we say in being free, it's an opportunity for you to be free, to free your mind. That's what Morpheus was telling Neo. Like, we need to free your mind. Can you accept that damn near everything that you've been told is a damn lie? It's a fucking lie. And that's shattering for a lot of people. They don't know what the fuck to believe from that standpoint. But it can send you on your own soul searching journey to clear up the confusion. I don't know what to believe. Nine of Swords energy. If they cast down the divine feminine and gave us a whole different Genesis story, now I don't know what to believe. My perception and vision is all backwards and I'm confused. Then this means hermit, go soul searching. Go search for the source of us living. And look everywhere that you can think to look. Not just in no one place. That's not diligence. It's not diligent to look in one spot. If I keep looking for my keys right here and they're not fucking right here, why am I going to keep looking right here? They're not there. Go look somewhere else. It's not a crime in learning. And we should know that when they would make learning a sin. How the fuck is coming into knowledge of yourself a sin? When one of the principles is to know thyself. It's to master self. See, to tell somebody that they should not know their true essence or even know when they're being naked and vulnerable is an illusion. What would tell people that? Is it possible that the shit is backwards? Is it flipped? Yes. That's what Spirit said. Lies and fucking deceit. It's trickery. It's bullshit. It's illusions. And all of it is to gain your energy. So have you working against yourself. That shit is toxic. That's backwards lived. LIVED. That's backwards lived. Having you living against your true nature. Against yourself. Making decisions unknowingly. It's like, when a person don't tell you the truth, that's why people get so upset, because you didn't give me a true choice. It's not a real choice. If you lie to me and I make a decision based on those lies out of confusion, then I didn't have the ability to stand in my own power and choose what I would have chosen for my own highest good. Yeah, Three of Pentacles is here. We getting work and collaboration. Anything else in here? Yes. I don't know how we got here on this rising, but that's what Spirit put in our. It started last night with going down the rabbit hole. X and Y chromosomes, Star Trek energy. I'm just saying. Stability, partnerships. See, they want to keep us separated. They don't want us to come together in partnerships and work together. They don't want to do that. They don't want us to do that. Why? Because we usurp and turn over this whole fucking system. We have free the world. Yeah. Knight of Cups. Offering love. What? They don't want us to do that. People put it on the table and take it back. That's what they said. They don't want you to offer love. They don't want you to share your lights. They don't want to understand that you have these amazing abilities and these amazing gifts and that you can use them to manifest goodness. They want us to struggle. beloved, and carry this yoke and do all of this work. It's giving, I'm hearing Britney Spears, I'm a slave for you. It's like, using your energy to accomplish what it is that they want us to accomplish, but it's not for us. It's against us and for something else that's holding and hoarding your energy, these wolves in sheep clothing, these groups, right? Yeah, but karma for that shit. Time is fucking out. Time is changing. We are in the information age. Everything is right there at your fingertips. You get a question, it hits your spirit, you can go research it. I started with Google. That came up, and then I went to 2 or 3 other medical journals that supported the same thing. And they just come up. You look and make sure it's credible, right? You know what I mean? Like, do your own research. If you're trying to understand about yourself and your gifts, study other cultures and theologies. Go back to ancient shit and understand what was really happening and why did it all get distorted. What's the why? Dig into the why. This. I'm feeling wisdom too. You don't want that. This one. Activations and soul journey. We about to get. Thank you guys so much for sticking around. We appreciate you. Blame is here. I accept responsibility for my well-being. You can't blame nobody else if you don't know in this day and age. We all have the ability to research for ourselves. And it's like, again, to know thyself, beloved, to master you. Right? Don't worry about what everybody else is doing. If everybody start, just changing on their own accord, on their own journey, in their own time, it's definitely given like the frequency will change. We will realign. Freedom is here, success is coming out, and growth is in reverse. Something does not want you to grow. It doesn't want you to expand your consciousness, and that's exactly what we said. I want to expand my consciousness and my awareness. Something doesn't want you to grow, right? And it's given that they are successfully shutting down how people use their spiritual gifts. But if you understand that using your spiritual gifts will lead you to success and to freedom, right, you will turn around that growth and you will continue to expand. Like, don't just look in one place to understand yourself. Continue to eat, continue to seek, continue to break through the confusion and the anxiety. Yeah, perseverance. Continue, 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 continue. Like, don't stop. It's given, like, I never could understand, like, how some people feel like they just don't need to grow or they don't want you to grow. They don't want you to change. We grew apart because somebody stopped growing. Somebody got to the point where they felt like they were done. Right? Like this is it, and it's not. Every day you have the ability to grow, to change, to expand. And I'm getting that's what you should be doing. You're going to do it anyway. Be a willing participant in the change. You're going to do it anyway. Your cells are going to change. Your body is going to change. You cannot stop change. You just can't. And we suffer because we are resistant to the natural order of things. Perseverance. I know I can do whatever I set my mind to. Guilt. I release any beliefs that no longer assist in my soul's growth. What could be blocking your soul's growth? Your husband said he wanted a divorce and then he changed his mind. Hopefully you guys are healing, or, ask yourself why. Alchemy is in this deck and it shouldn't be. You're an alchemist. Look at the wand, that staff. The ankh on the top is representing the combination of life, right? Renewal. The womb and the phallus where they meet, right? It's not penis to penis energy, phallus to phallus. It is womb and phallus, right? It is balance. It represents renewal, new life, rebirth energy, right? And our ability to alchemize. That is a spiritual gift. Alchemy. The ability to take on energy and to transmute it, to change it, beloved. It's one of the ways that we create heaven on earth. We change energy. We're benders. I hope you can heal too, Miss Erica. Purpose. See, we are alchemists, and that is a part of the purpose to create heaven, like to realize it here. That you were placed in a garden, like Gaia is abundant, but what hoards her resources? What is hoarding her resources? What groups are hoarding resources and causing suffering in this mass lack energy, right? What is making us feel like we're separate, that we're different, that we can't come together, work together around our commonalities, right? We all want the pursuit of happiness. We all want to live and express, joy, right? Our soul's expression, right? For goodness. And there's a balancing to the chaos. There is. That's not saying that people should just be out here willy nilly and just doing whatever they want to do to know somebody. No. We know that there's a balance and there's a way for that to be handled. There's a natural order for that too. Anything else in here? Spirit saying no. Gratitude is here. Gratitude at the end of the day. I'm gratitude that I'm grateful. I'm gratitude. I am grateful. I'm grateful that at the end of the day, I still have space to learn, to grow, to put my ego away. I know that I don't know everything, which is why I'm always going down the rabbit hole, searching and researching, learning to show thyself approved, to master self, to understand self. The Most High God wouldn't give me these gifts and tell us to use them if they were wrong, beloved. It just wouldn't. It can't be two things at the same time. Visualize world peace. World peace. Visualize world peace. You want something else in here? No, but it's something about one world. See? One world. Meditate. Tame the shit show by finding calm in the chaos. It's a whole fucking shit show. But we could tame it, right? By finding calm and peace. Again, yoga, meditation. How the fuck do you demonize meditation and visualizing and yoga? Like, that shit is so fucking bananas to me. It don't even make sense. Man, an alchemist that could create miracles in their life. And you believe it by being able to see the miracles of life, like on a daily basis. Can you go outside and think about just a few weeks ago, it was winter and all the trees were like dormant, they were sleeping, they were learning and taking on all the information from the last season so that they can come back new, that they would be evolved, that they would be adapt to face the current environment. And we know this happens in plants because aloe vera. You put aloe vera in the ground, it's gonna learn from last year's antigens and freaking fungus and bacteria and microbes, and it develops the ability to be, medicinal in this season to fight those things against, antimicrobial, antifungal, antibacterial. Nature learns. It's always learning. It's always evolving. Why would we ever think that we are different? We are a part of nature. See, transitions, evolving, learning, growing. It's always happening. Nothing is ever static. Nothing is ever static. That's why growth is important. So if you ever get around a people or a person, especially in relationships, they tell you just don't change. Oh, I love you just like you are, just stay the same. Nope, not that. That's red flag for me. Because I'm going to grow. Core principles are going to stay the same. Like, I'm always going to have certain principles that we follow. But at the end of the day, I'm going to change. I'm going to grow. I'm going to discover. I'm going to expand my consciousness and my awareness. It's going to get deeper. And if you are not a person that's into intelligence and growth and knowledge is the principal thing. Wisdom is the principal thing. How could that be a sin? Like, it's oxymoronic. If you ask, then you shall receive. So for somebody to tell, exactly, Miss Hillary, it's all about your mindset. And we probably will bring that book out because it has come up twice in the last couple of days, is As a Man Thinks. The solar energy has been very, very heavy egocentric set mindsets, being very fixed. It distorts your vision, right? And I'm getting the time to change our thinking and our mindset. And honestly, that's just the principle of behind repentance. It's not like, oh, something heavy and major. No, you realize that what you were thinking is maybe backwards lived. It's against your own nature. It is good. It's against what your highest good. It is not, supportive of the desires and intentions that the Most High God has put in you. It is not. It is in opposition. And when we realize that, we change our mindset. We change our behavior. We may have to pay a recompense. Karma is always due. We always paying karma. It just happens, right? It's a part of the balance. A recompense is always due, right? And oftentimes that recompense could between the Most High God and you. Miracle is coming back out. 33. Transitions and miracles. This is 7 and this is 6. 43 to 33. Transitions. The frequency of miracles supports our belief in ourselves as a part of the source. A pixel, a piece of the source. Just a little pixel. Like we're the body, like all of us. Right? We don't be like, oh, that's a heart and I'm a liver. Right? How does it even, depending on the proximity shit, it's like, does your eyeball that doesn't see a fuck shit thing really know about your kidney or your uterus or ovary? Is like the degree of separation. They could be like, oh, that shit is not a part of the body. Fuck yes, it is. It's all held within. It's all held within. How can you deny another part of the body simply because you don't like it or you don't understand its function? It's like, you know what I mean? The red blood cells don't like the fucking white blood cells. And say that they don't have a purpose. Like, that shit is dumb as hell to me. Like, when you think about it, it is not coherent. Can we end at 13? Can we put a depth to that shit? That's what I'm getting. Look, the frequency of coherence supports our ability to harmonize the frequency of the heart with the frequency of the mind. Yes. What does your heart say? Desires and intentions that has been put in your heart versus your mindset and what it is that you're thinking? Spirit literally just said that. Yeah. And it says for the optimal ability to create the reality that we desire. What is the reality that we desire? Peace. World peace. That's what Spirit already said. World peace. Feel like Miss America or some shit. What would you like? I would like world peace. Bland ass answer, but it's true. Like for creation itself to come to harmony, to come to unity, to come to balance, right? To understand that everything is made and designed for a purpose, right? We don't question that the Most High God made volcanoes and why did it make it? Why did it make hurricanes? Why did it make tornadoes? Why did it make typhoons and earthquakes and shit? We don't question that. We don't question their destructive nature, that it has a purpose. It does. Volcanoes create new landmass. It is the only thing that creates new natural forming landmass. And the soil of it is very highly nutrient soil. And the shit that grows on it is fucking expensive. It's expensive. And people choose to live on volcanoes, knowing that they have the propensity to erupt. North America is sitting on one of the biggest volcanoes on the planet. What is that shit? Out there in somebody's national park, I'm trying to remember the name, I can't remember. Yellowstone. That bitch blow. It's got a magma cauldron up underneath that bitch that'll take out all of the United States, part of Canada and Mexico. Okay? And it ain't blue in a minute. They definitely saying that bitch is about due to do its thing any minute. Basically. Allowance. What you gonna do with that? It ain't nothing you can do if Yellowstone blow. You can't do nothing but allow it to happen, yo. Like, it just is. It's a natural phenomenon. Chaos is a part of the natural phenomenon. And honestly, if it wasn't for a chaotic catalyst, a lot of people would not be growing. They would sit in a stagnant energy and they would not move. They would get comfortable. And comfortability is the enemy of growth, of expansion. It says the frequency of allowance invites us to be open to whatever comes our way without judgment. Without judgment, without opinion. Opinions is the lowest form of knowledge. Without fear. Fear says we exercise faith, and without resistance means that I can be determined, I can persevere. I know I can do whatever I set my mind to, beloved. We can reach freedom. We can be successful at it because we can accept responsibility for our own well being, and each of us doing it individually, understanding that we have purpose and we know what we are here to do. That will shift everything, beloved. It creates miracles for other people and for you. Changing and moving away from the bullshit. Coherence. Harmonizing the frequency of our minds with the frequency of our heart. The empathy, the sympathy, the compassion. The ability to communicate for the sake of understanding. Now, doing that daily, that leads to knowledge. That's learning, that's growing. That moves us to wisdom. And wisdom is a pathway to peace. That's freedom, beloved. World peace. Let's get it. When we allow, the universe becomes a partner in the wondrous dance of existence and expansion. And we can't say it no better than that. We can't say it no better than that. Try to get that up in there. Confirmation. I know it's backwards, y'all, and sometimes I be hoping y'all can see it, and it don't always come out as clear as we hope it would. But I just pray that you get this message. Cosmic Flower. 9 and 9. Allowance is here. Cosmic Flower is 18. That breaks down to a 9. The frequency of the cosmic flower activates our remembrance of the place we call home, the core from which we pour our magnificence out into the world. Home is where we all come from, the source of everything, not just us living, but the source of creation itself. If we are to take the analogy or the principle that we are all made in the image thereof, then the Most High God has to be incredibly diverse. That means it doesn't look like just one thing. It is the composites of all things, its word, its breath, and more. Like all of it. It's given a term that we learned in anthropology. Like the sum is the whole is greater than the sum of its parts. The whole, which is the source, is greater than the sum of all of its parts. So if you add up everything in creation, including the word, including the breath, the intelligence, and the spirit, the breath that moves it, if you add all of that up together, the source is still greater. For the whole is greater than the sum of its parts. So if we can all recognize that we are the pieces, we are the parts, how do we not have allowance? How do we not have acceptance? How do we not have tolerance and compassion? I don't have to understand all of it in this moment, right? In the very minute that the chaos is happening, but I do know that it's happening for something, for some reason. One of the things that we come to and we think about tragedies because people often struggle with accepting these low vibrational energies and what it is that they're actually doing. They push us to learn, they push us to expand, they push us to go deeper within self to really figure things out. It creates a very intimate relationship between you and the Most High. If you go back to that Adam walk, ATOM walk, Adam walk, where you get down to the core of self and you know that there's something in you that's greater than anything on the outside of you, you can dig into that, you can persevere. You could free yourself no matter where you're at. And so many people that have been in places where they are literally caged up or shackled or chained, but their mind is free. Their mind is free. Their mind is not chained. Their mind, their soul, their spirit, all of it runs free. And a lot of us is the manifestation of their dreams, of their visions. But in this day is reverse. The shackles is on your mind, beloved. It's programming your thinking to make you stay closed in when you truly have the ability to be free. And the only way we free ourselves is by learning. It's to free your mind, beloved. Everybody want to talk about we in the matrix, but don't nobody want to follow the principles to come to freedom and acceptance. That we are all here and we are all here for purpose. Thank you guys so much for joining us here on the Tears We Throw Show. You sure enough never know what you're going to get. Look to the stars. Look up, beloved. Know that it's so much greater than what they told us. That shit is just programming. Yes, open our awareness. Yes, Miss Hillary. Yes. I thank y'all. I thank the Most High God for creating itself and representing itself as you. Self-actualization. And it's a gift that we have. Alchemy. Something, if entities hating on your spiritual gift, it's because you can self-actualize, beloved. You can create miracles if you allow it, right? Understand the conditionings that are set up so that you can transition, you can change, you can grow. Letting go any guilt, right? Some reason this partnership is in reverse, lies and deceit in partnership, you know. Somebody may be trying to get, something out of it. I'm not for sure. But it is this Seven of Swords, and they just put this relationship upside down. So that's that, And it's definitely giving me that these energies are using lies and deceit so that we don't come together, that we don't work well, we don't collaborate. It's like breaking up our partnerships is what it's giving. Right, and not just like on a romantic level, it represents itself on the macro level, macrocosm, as well on the microcosm. Like how we interact as what we have classified as groups of people. Because race is not a true term. Race doesn't even exist. That's something that was made up by those who want to steal and rob. And they created a mindset of supremacy, of dominance and recession. Yeah. That's the bullshit. That's the illusion. And it's been a battle ever since. It's been a battle, a battle, a battle. To keep us confused. But we can definitely come out of it if we just do our own research, beloved. Search for yourself. Don't believe what everybody was just tell you. Somebody definitely has a spiritual gift, and it's somebody that's hating on it. This person or these entities stalk you, right? They don't want you to use what you have. They don't like your gifts. They don't like it. They know that you can use it to manifest, and they will rob you of the opportunity to do it. This is not no one person, and for a lot of, for truth and clarity, it's not no one type of energy. It's not. If we think that we are the only energies here on Gaia, you probably want to do some more research. Just saying. Moving forward, you may want to do some additional research. We are not the only species here. And we know that they lie to us all the fuck time because now, they starting to come out, and really discuss. They don't say UFOs no more. They UAPs. Right? They change the name and then they reveal the truth to you decades and decades later. Like it's a reason why ancient civilizations have been drawing and scripting visions of visitors, on Gaia, because we're not here by ourselves. We're just not masked. You never know how these entities or energies are masking themselves. On real shit, your soul is in a human vessel that it developed around itself. Like your light is in here. Um, the adversary doesn't show up to you as somebody that looks like it's burned and red and all of this shit. That's not true. You know, the messenger that they describe doesn't look like how they shown it. It just doesn't. All that shit is a fucking betrayal. It's a web of lies and deceit. And you will see it when you study for yourself, how it's all working to suppress you, to hoard your energy, to filter it or siphon it to so it can go somewhere else. Why? Because you can manifest. I can't make it up. You can manifest. You have the ability to do so, to create anything, to create it. Yeah, with good energy. Good energy. Not that nasty shit. Fear mongering, suffering, hurt, and grief. It keeps people stuck, especially when they threaten your eternity and when you're gonna spend it. Yeah, cosmic power. You have cosmic power. Okay? This shit is not just from Gaia. Think bigger. Yeah, and speak up. See, those who speak up and say it, they're the ones that get targeted by these energies that hate on your spiritual gift. Some people have to move, they have to change locations. They don't even want me to pick that up. They said just leave it. It is what it is, beloved. I love y'all so much. I do. I love y'all just like I love me. And I pray that you were able to receive the messages and see the synchronicities as the Most High God was bringing it to support each channel message, because it is not us, beloved. We have, the only thing we did was surrender the vessel onto our soul to let the soul express itself, the source of us living, that which, you know, has actualized itself as us. I'm just a pixel. I'm just a piece. Yeah, see, it's definitely the energy of grief, right? And grief will challenge us. They will make you feel like, you know, you are under threat. One thing that came across my feed, which is coming back to mind now, is um, when you sign a check and you feel like you are being threatened, you can put it's something like TDV or TDC. It's something like signed under threat and duress. And whatever that acronym is coming from a judge. Like, say if you got pulled over by a cop, like it's not the time to argue with them and try to prove them right, that they don't have the right to tell you, or they are infringing upon you, your freedoms, your rights, or something like that. And you know it because you know your rights, you know the law, you know the law. That's a thing. Right? So if you know your rights and you know the law and you get pulled over for the way that you're operating and they want to give you a ticket, don't argue with it. Right? Especially when you know this person is an operant. Right? They are not acting in good faith and good energy. Some people may want to speak up and trouble, right, can arise. And this 33 is calling me. Right, and 33 was the card on the miracle. It's definitely using your throat chakra, right? But it's how you use it and when to use it. Like knowing your audience, right? And sometimes it's like, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and take this and I'm gonna sign it. She said, sign your name, and she said put the acronym like TDC. It means signed under threat and duress, and it nullifies the ticket because you are only signing it because you're being threatened to. And that's how I feel like a lot of people sign up and they get caught up in these sects, right? Like these sectors and these groups and shit. It's like being under duress. It's causing you some sort of grief. People who are grieving and who are suffering, that are looking for peace. They are looking for comfort. They are looking to be soothed. They are looking to be encouraged, to know that there is something that cares. People that care, right? And it's like, if you don't, if you are going to places and they tell you this is the only way to get relief. This is the only way to be set free. And you still have to suffer through this fucking lifetime and die and get it on the other side. It's something with that. And there's a lot of people who are afraid about where they're gonna go. Spirit told me to tell you, what if in this day you learn that you are already in the face of, in the presence of the Most High God all the time. You just don't see it because of how they have conditioned you to perceive it. You can see the Most High God everywhere in the evidence of it. You can read its laws in pretty much every capacity. The law of growth, nature, biology, all of it are laws. And you can mesh them up. You can cross-reference so that you don't be confused, sweet. Time to transition. Time to transition. To the next now, love you like I love me, because that's my capacity. It is growing and expanding on a daily. I love you just like I love the Alpha and Omega that made me, that made all things to be an expression of its infinite intelligence. And as that breath moves that word and you are breathing, the word lives. And don't let anybody tell you anything different. To the next now. This is done. I'll show you a little bit.